Are judges right to keep UK law separate from Sharia? I say yes. Ali, tell us what you think.
Hi, Majid. How are you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
I think, Majid, I don't know, you sound very Muslim. You're a Muslim guy, but I think you are a very big critic of Islam. You don't like Islamic laws. You don't like Islamic Sharia. You don't like... I feel as if, there's a problem with you and Islam.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
you're right.
I mean, you know that... You see,
you're right. I want reform, Ali. I want reform. I don't think it's right, for example, that a woman gets half the inheritance of a man. Do you think that's right?
No, look, I mean, Islamic law, in Islam, woman has got plenty of rights.
No, hold on. I asked you a question, Ali. I don't think it's right that in the Quran itself, it states that a woman has half the inheritance of a man. Do you agree that a woman should only get half the inheritance of a man?
Of course, because when she gets married, or when she gets married, usually, she gets half from the husband as well. Yes?
So you agree that a woman should only have half the inheritance of... So a sister should only have half inheritance of her brother?
Of course. Because when she gets married...
Do you think a wife should obey her husband?
She has to obey her husband because husband has got... Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, it's a hadith, that, if God would have ordered anyone to bow to anybody else... To bow, anyone, it would have been, a wife would have told... to bow to her husband.
Yeah. So let me explain that for listeners. The hadith is actually, if God had commanded anyone to bow to anyone other than God, he would command the wife to bow to her husband.
Of course.
You endorse that?
I endorse. What do you mean? Everybody has got to endorse. That's a hadith. That's a very famous hadith.
What about the Quran where it says that a husband has the right to beat his wife if she disobeys?
If she disobeys, he can only beat, and then the blood should not come and it should not be bruised. Like you tap your hand.
Oh, how kind of you. So it's okay to beat your wife as long as you don't draw blood?
No, not blood, and it shouldn't get bruised.
Okay, so it's okay to beat your wife as long as you don't draw blood or bruise her?
No, but you see...
Hold on, Ali. Is it okay to beat your wife as long as you don't draw blood or bruise her?
Of course, yeah. Like, you tap, you tap somebody, you just say... How do you say, you tap someone, on the shoulder or something?
Humiliate them, you mean? Bully and humiliate your wife, because the passage continues to say, and then until you can beat her, and of course with Ali's caveat, as long as you don't draw blood or bruise her, until she returns to obedience. So you keep tapping her on the shoulder, right? Until she decides to obey you again, yeah?
It's like a wake-up call. Hang on, wake up.
Yeah, wake up. Obey me, yeah?
Yeah. She has to obey.
She has to obey.
What do you think? You don't expect. You want your wife to shout.
Does she have the right to divorce you, Ali? So if you're tapping if you're tapping your wife on the shoulder, as you've said it, right, to force her to obey you, you keep hitting her without bruising her or bleeding her. What if she wants to divorce you? Are you going to grant her the right to leave you, or does only a man have the right to divorce?
No. You see, in Sharia, like you said, you just said that, there's a thing called khula, where she can demand her divorce, right?
From a third party.
From a third party.
Yeah, but what about if she wants to divorce herself? You've got the right to divorce her just by saying talaq, right? 3 times.
No. I don't believe that. I don't believe in talaq, 3 talaq. There is nothing like that.
No, in 3 separate sittings even. Fine. But you can still pronounce divorce, yeah?
Yeah, you can pronounce divorce.
Right, but she can't, yeah?
Look, a man has got an upper hand over the woman in Islam, right? Yeah, but the woman has got more right. Have got more right as well. Okay, so
after everything you've just described and all of your answers to my questions, are you seriously trying to convince me that that Majid, me, and all my listeners out there are going to now keep a straight face when you utter the sentence that despite all of what you've just said, a woman still has more rights in Islam than a man?
Woman has got more right, obviously. She's not.
So you can hit her, she can't divorce you, she gets half the inheritance of a man, but she still somehow has more rights than a man does.
Look, Majid, have you read, you are the best planner, I am the best planner, but Allah is the best planner. Allah is the best of all.
Yes, I can quote it to you in Arabic, Ali. Please don't, I understand the theology. I'm putting to you human rights questions.
Look, human rights, we had made. Where is the human rights when all these things are happening?
Right. So tell me this. Tell me this. Can a woman? So if she can't divorce you and you're hitting her without drawing blood or bruising her, can she lead you in prayer?
She can't lead you in prayer. No.
No. Right. No. So she can't lead you in prayer, which explains why there's no single female mosque imam in Britain. She can't do anything if you're hitting her without bruising her or making her bleed. If she wants to divorce you, she can't do that. She gets half the inheritance of a man, and you're trying to convince me and my listeners that she still has more rights than a man.
she has got plenty of rights.
No, more
But,
rights, you said. More. You said more rights.
Yeah, yes. You see, Majid, women is weaker than men, isn't it?
Women are weaker than men, yeah?
Of course, they are weaker, strength-wise, brain-wise, everything.
Yeah.
How many scientists are there who are women? How many, tell me how many scientists?
Yeah.
How many prophets are there in women?
Yeah.
There's no prophecy in women, right?
Yeah.
Man has
Are you
got
married,
upper
Ali?
hand.
Are you married?
I'm married. Yes, I'm happy.
Is your wife
married.
happy?
She's very happy. Sometimes she gets upset, yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me, my friend, the way you're speaking.